Okay, listen, so not that I want to harp on this real quick, but I just want to go over this once again because we just had a little bit more information come out there. And the dangers of this, whatnot, and once again, people on the left just completely ignoring this. How the DNC hired CrowdStrike to frame Russia for the attack. So it talks about the U.S. Director of National Intelligence, John Ratcliffe, recently declassified information indicating the CIA obtained intelligence in 2016 that the Russians believed that the Clinton campaign was trying to falsely associate Russia with the so-called hack on the DNC computers. So the Russians knew about it, right? And this has got to make Jimmy Dore smile from here to here.
He's like, ha!
Because he talked about this. Jimmy Dore was getting mocked when he was saying, no, it was made up. It was made up by Robbie Mook and whatnot, and they tested the waters with this. They used their media to test it with Joyanne Reed and stuff like that. Like, all of a sudden, it was like, wait a second. WikiLeaks is coming out with a lot of this information. They're going to start dropping this stuff about what the DNC is doing. And the DNC, what were they doing? They threw the red herring out there, and they said, no, it's Russia. It's Russia, and a lot of people bought into it. CIA Director John Brennan shared the intelligence with President Obama. So Obama knew. They knew, in other words, that the DNC was conducting a false Russian flag operation against the Trump campaign. The following is an exclusive excerpt from the Russia Lie that tells the amazing story in detail. So pretty much what had happened is that the Podesta, and Jimmy Dore talked about this to the T. He goes, no, they made this up right now. They're throwing their biggest attack on them, on their partner. And that's what they did. Obama knew about it. The defense, the intelligence department participated in it. And it's just kind of messed up right now, fam, that we're sitting here right now. And also, Moon Over Alabama did this awesome article on it, too, as well. They pointed it out. They had the letter. Everything's declassified. So the context of why we're putting up this is when we hear a lot of people saying that Donald Trump said he's not going to give over power when he loses and stuff. Well, what the hell was this? This was an actual coup right over here.
Yeah.
This was an actual coup where they didn't want incoming power to take over, so they used the intelligence department to sick it on Donald Trump, make up these lies, spin the whole United States and the whole world into this Russia, United States Cold War thing where they said that Vladimir Putin was actually participating in our elections to fix it at the behest of Donald Trump.
And
they made it up. They should go to jail for this shit. This is an actual coup when you don't want to give up power.
I just want to point out something that Caitlin Johnstone put. It's hilarious. So the Washington Post put this article, the U.S. may be safe from foreign interference in this election, but what about perception hacking? And she quoted them. Russia and other adversaries may not need to hack the election if they can hack something else, our minds. This is a literal article on the Washington Post. Like, it is, I mean, I'll
they
put
all
it in there
participated in it. And we saw
like
Joyanne
insane.
Reed that night of election night when she was sitting there talking about, we need to look into this. She was all of a sudden starting. I was like, what the hell is going on over here? They're starting to cite the Russians as the Russians trying to work for Donald Trump. I'm like, wait a second. If the Russians were working for anybody, they'd probably work for Bernie Sanders, right? If you're a Russian, wouldn't you want the real socialist to get in there? Who's going to really talk about pulling back our troops? Who's going to talk about defunding NATO? Who's going to talk about not going, who's going to talk about a nuclear arms deal? I mean, that's going to be, lowering our nuclear weapons. That's going to be Bernie Sanders. So if Putin was going to cheat for anybody, he would have cheated for Bernie Sanders. The Russians knew about this. The intelligence community knew about this. Obama knew about this. It was made up by Robbie Mook and Podesta and the Clintons. And what they did, they should go to jail for, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, just think about the magnitude of this thing. You know what I'm saying? Johnny, this is years after. What's your opinion about them making up this whole story that you still hear to this day? Russiagate, Putin. Biden was going, this is Putin's puppet over here.
Yeah, it's modern day McCarthyism. I mean, that's what it is. There's got to be a boogeyman. Focus everybody on the fear mongering and on the boogeyman, and then don't look at what's happening over here. It's classic deception.
Red herring.
Hey, Gloria Jones, what is Russia backwards? Because mirror backwards. I just wanted because it's Q. It's the blue QAnon. Aaron Matei called it that. It's the blue QAnon. Russiagate is the blue QAnon. It is as ridiculous
QAnon for
as
wine
that.
moms.
It is. It's just as ridiculous. And what Caitlin Johnson posted was like they're literally saying that Russia is hacking your mind. Like, I mean, this is how far they've gone. Russia is hacking my mind. Russia here, Russia. Like, I think we need a skit. We need to make a skit. This is like, it's just too ridiculous. So
Ren Sten put this up too. William Benny, who was an ex he used to work for intelligence. He pointed out how base these lies were, right? Okay. And you all know whose name it was. FBI's preserved the lies, CIA's make it up, and the USA loses their mind. You know what I'm saying? So the CIA helped make it up. The FBI helped preserve it. You know, you had Comey going there, and once again, and you know, it talks about Comey in an article.
The mainstream media.
Oh, the media, they did their little work. They were the lapdog of the establishments. They put it out there, and they kept on perpetuating this. That now people just Russiagate like it's nothing. Yeah. McCarthyism like nothing.
Like
they still
facts.
throw it out there like it's a
the
fact.
Same shit.
And it was all a lie. And Comey, once again, another guy just like Brennan, just like Clapper, sat there and lied. Oh yeah, Russia's interfering in our elections. Oh yeah, whether you're a Republican or Democrat, that shouldn't matter. What matters now is we should come together and defeat Russia and what they're doing because they're trying to hack your minds. Like really to make you believe. Like the fact is, Putin becomes Rasputin, and it's a bunch of memes. The Jesus Christ, Bernie Sanders memes and the rainbow really convinced people and swayed people elsewhere. Nobody talked about Cambridge Analytica. Nobody talked about Cambridge Analytica, which was really the real one. What they're doing is they're taking your information and they're getting a digital footprint and they're spinning it back against you.
Putin likes to insert things and plant things on everybody, fam. Don't you know?
Yes, I do.
He's my boyfriend.
Bill Benny talked about this too, and they even asked in that case when Comey was there, when he was there before Congress, did you get a hold of the servers yourself? No, but CrowdStrike did, and CrowdStrike is a reputable. No, CrowdStrike is not. CrowdStrike is in the Ukraine and has an anti-Putin CEO that would have done whatever. And and here's the thing too, they had information 3 years ago. Adam Schiff knew it. They all still spun this out of control, where they knew that they had no empirical evidence that the Russians hacked the DNC servers. None whatsoever. None whatsoever.
And instead of spending so much time on Russiagate, they could have spent time, like defending Julian Assange or finding ways to protect our whistleblowers. No, instead they freaking created this whole facade to really completely distract from the fact that they were rigging their own elections, that they are corrupt, to distract from the fact of their war crimes, to distract from, because this is all happening around the same time, like the release of all these things. And like, it's so clear to the public. This is why you should be as outraged and as against neo-McCarthyism and blue QAnon with the Russiagate as you should about QAnon. Like, I don't like QAnon, but I also, Russiagate is just as conspiratorial as that. And you have to call both of them out, or you are a fraud, you are a hypocrite, you are a stooge, you're a moron. Like, I don't know how many things to call you if you're still going to perpetuate Russiagate. And it's the same thing that these YouTubers literally do, like when they perpetuate these smears that the mainstream media is doing. So now they're co-opting they're trying to co-opt this information to change, to frame your mind and change the narrative.
Yeah, and it's one thing QAnon was talking about individuals, a secret society. With Russiagate, they were talking about an actual head of state coming in and hacking our elections. I mean, it's just crazy.